We are just getting into the month of June, so of course we're curious what the month has in store for us.
Our resident numerologist, Patricia Kirkman, is here to give us a heads up and also some insight for those born under the sign of Gemini. Patricia, thank you so much for being here again.
I'm happy to be here. Even though it's a retrograde and things are getting a little messed up for people communication-wise, we're going to make it work.
Well, I hope so. I have to tell you, I have a sister and a grandmother, both Gemini.
Oh. I have a daughter who's a Gemini.
They're a lot sometimes. Oh. We love them.
I know, but
they're a lot.
It's true. In fact, we were just talking about that. The thing about a Gemini is they're very, very talented. And they work on the side of Mercury. So anything to do with communications, any forms, they're just really on top of everything. And they like to have all this nice stuff. And they like it when they know everything. And if you let them know that they don't know everything, move fast.
I can vouch for that one.
Yeah, but it's a good sign because they're really, for the most part, pretty happy people.
Okay.
And they have a way of, the lighter side of bringing that out for the rest of us. It's just when they get that look.
Wow.
That's a different story. That's when you want to run.
Indeed.
Word up for you.
Yeah, I actually thought my sister was sitting here for a second, just the way you said that. So let's talk about some of the positive things, the strengths.
They're very talkative, they're very adaptable, they're extremely creative, great at self-expression, and they're very intellectual. That's why sometimes they have that look.
Okay.
But the negative side isn't that bad when you put it all into focus. And on top of that being the case, we are also in a 5 universal month, which has to do with major changes, good to bad, bad to good. Everybody want to take a luck factor. It's a good month to, quote, gamble if you're going to try it. If you have a feeling the lottery might win for you, get a ticket, but only buy one. If you're going to win, one would do it.
Okay.
But there's all kinds of luck factors that go with this, but everything's done in a hurry. It's quick speed. In fact, actually, you're going to see more accidents and more police alongside of the road because they're watching.
Okay.
The 5 brings out that pedal to the metal in the rest of us.
But it's a good thing you're saying that because I also read that it means we're going to maybe do a little bit of vacationing and they're going to be short distances. So if you're driving,
it's short distance travel, but we want to get there in a hurry. So slow it down a little bit, and that's the most important thing. You won't even realize you're doing it. You look at the speedometer and go, "Oh my God, I'm not doing that." Oh yeah, you are.
Yes. So this is a good reminder.
And it's great because we'll try things that are different, opportunities to maybe different foods, different locations.
Okay.
And the short trip travel is always good because it's always good to get away for a day.
Oh, I'm traveling a lot this month, so.
Well, what about, I like when we talk about what celebrities fall under the sign that we're talking about. Do we have any?
Oh, yes. We definitely have Carey. And there again, Courtney Cox. We've got Lenny Kravitz and Prince William. Brooke Shields are some of the few. Nicole Kidman. And she's very artistic, but you know, she doesn't come across as all that when you interview her on a personal interview because she seems more withdrawn. But that K up front makes her very quiet, more reserved.
That's so interesting because when you say Courtney Cox, that sounds like Gemini to me.
Oh, definitely. And Elizabeth Hurley. In fact, she was just in the movie, the thing on TV about the royals. And she played a very neat part on that. I think it's more her than the part, but it was very interesting, very interesting.
It is, and I know we were talking about, you know, this month having to do a lot with change, whether it's going from one way or another. Do you think that played anything in the role of, I know we were all talking about Bruce Jenner changing over to Caitlyn.
Right.
And that was a big story. Do you think that played a role in that?
I think it played more of a role because that's when everything hits the press. The magazine articles were out. But it was interesting. Bruce Jenner was in a 9-year last year, which is a time of ending and wrapping up old issues. This year, he's in a 1-year fresh starts and new beginnings. So he went from Bruce to Caitlyn. And the funny thing is, but looking at the chart for him, it's pretty much the same, except Bruce is very detailed. Caitlyn wants just to have fun.
Oh, and she's been showing that.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, but she's going to be much more interesting and much more able to bring things out that people haven't thought about before.
Well, wow, we learn a lot whenever you look into the numbers. Patricia, thank you so much for coming, and we kind of dove into a lot of stuff, headlines and everything. And if
but
you
it's
will,
fun.
yes, and I know we do have the fair this coming up weekend.
That's right, the Psychic Fair at the DoubleTree on Alvernon Way from 9 until 4.
9 until 4. So if you would like to schedule a reading with Patricia Kirkman and learn more of what the numbers mean for you by visiting her, you can do the website patriciakirkman.com.